everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having a fantastic weekend. I'm actually recording this on a Sunday, so I'm not wearing any makeup. I've been doing a bit of gardening, and then for reasons that I've already explained in the Chicken and Garden update, go watch that if you want to know the reasons. We're filming this actually on a Sunday, so we're actually filming a whole week ahead of schedule, which is a really nice feeling. But it's also a bit weird to be working on the weekend because I try not to, but I promise I have a really good reason for doing it in this particular case. Anyway, that is not what I want to talk to you about today. What I want to talk to you about today is charging, and particularly what is most important to you when it comes to charging. We've seen a push away from level 2 AC charging provision in large parts of the world. And I actually think that's a bit of a shame. Every automaker, every car company, every journalist, or it feels like many journalists, obviously not us included, but it feels like many journalists are pushing people into the notion that in order to have an EV, you need an EV that fast charges, and fast charging is the be all and end all, and it's the catch all situation. We're all kind of focused on NACS adapters and Tesla superchargers and all that stuff. But I think we're actually risking leaving people behind who have cars that can only use level 2 AC charging. So today's question that I'm trying to answer is, what is personally more important to you? AC charging, whether it's at home, destination charging, charging at your local mall, or whether it's, no, I absolutely only care about DC fast charging. I want to turn up somewhere, plug in my car for 20, 30 minutes, and then have an almost full battery so I can then go and carry on my driving duties for the next week. Now, if I had to be honest, personally, and bear in mind, you know, I've been driving EVs since 2006, right? So it's 18 years now. It'll be 19 years in not so long. And in my 18 years of driving EVs, the majority of the charging that I've taken part in, has been level 2 charging. And sometimes in the US, even level 1 charging. My first electric car had I think it was a 2-point-something kilowatt onboard charger, right? Took a couple of hours and then it was full again. Other cars that I've had everything from so I had a 16 amp charger. So what's that? 4 kilowatts. My Vectrex, my electric scooter, maxi scooter, was built in 2007. It only has a 1.7 kilowatt onboard charger right now, but I'm actually going to be upgrading it. If I haven't actually raised the funds to do that, I will actually be upgrading it not to one, but two dual, not to one, but a dual 3 kilowatt charging setup. So instead of having a 1.6, I'll actually have a 6 kilowatt charger because I'm going to piggyback 2 3 kilowatt chargers together. I'm obviously not going to keep the original battery pack. Instead of having the original battery pack, which I think only had maybe 4 kilowatt hours of storage, I'm going to be putting in closer to 14, 15 kilowatt hours. And the reason why I'm switching to a 6 kilowatt charger is because most of the trips I'm going to be making on that bike will be to local cities, so to Portland, to the local town out here, and that will require me to have access to level 2 charging, and because I don't have DC fast charging, I will need to have quick onboard charging capabilities, and that should be able to satisfy my needs pretty easily. But it's got me thinking about a lot of early EVs, even as recently as the Chevrolet Bolt. Up until I think 2019, 2020, the Bolt EV didn't come with DC fast charging as standard. You had to spec it. You had to buy fast charging as an additional thing that you had to spec in your car. And I think it was $750, $800 extra. And the same is true of cars like the Nissan Leaf, first generation Ford Focus EVs, which are still great cars. First generation Volkswagen e-Golfs, still great cars. A lot of those vehicles didn't come. Spark EV, Mitsubishi i-MiEV, although I think the Mitsubishi i-MiEV did all come with fast charging, but it was CHAdeMO quick charging. Those cars all primarily relied on level 2 charging. If you own your own home, you probably rely on level 2 charging. But the industry is so heavily focused towards fast charging, it feels like we're seeing more abandoned level 2 charging stations, more companies refusing to put level 2 charging in. And there's only a couple of charging providers that I can think of, ChargePoint is one, that are still actively seemingly putting in level 2 fast charging, or level 2 slow charging, I guess is what you call it now. We used to call fast charging quick charging, so my brain still sometimes gets a little caught up on that. But they are putting in slower level 2 charging stations alongside DC fast charging stations. And if you are someone who owns a motorbike that's electric, if you are someone who owns one of those early EVs, that is essential to you, because that is either the only charging option you have, or your vehicle doesn't necessarily have the right fast charging standard to use the majority of fast charging stations out there. And, you know, I've been following Mark, the German guy. His YouTube channel is Mark Travels. He's been riding a zero motorcycle around the world, and he's currently in India. The majority of his fast charging, he doesn't have fast charging, but the majority of his charging sessions are basically household outlets, right? India is 220, 230 volts, I believe. So he has a little bit more capabilities there for charging, but he rarely stops at a level 2 charging station because there are not that many of them. India's kind of skipped and gone straight to fast charging stations that he can't use. And yet he's still riding around the world on this incredible motorbike, Eve. It's actually not even an off-road capable, officially off-road capable motorbike, but he's making it off-road capable. Mark is doing an amazing job. Go subscribe to him and support him if you don't already. So I want to know where you sit. Do you look at level 2 charging station and go, rip it out, I don't care about it? Or are you someone like me who goes, yeah, fast charging is great, but if we want more charging stations, if we want more people to drive EVs, what we actually need is more level 2 charging stations at every location where you're going to be parked and sat for a couple of hours. That is more impactful, easier to repair, lower cost to install, lower demand on the grid. It reduces the need for these peaks and troughs that fast charging naturally brings. Is that what we really should be focusing on? So there's the question for you. AC or DC? Which is more important when it comes to charging? Leave your thoughts in the down below, and I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me today, and if you've got some thoughts, make sure you leave them in our Discord chat room, our Patreon page, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling by on your screen right now. They are some of the more than 1,500 people who help fund this channel through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and making sure that we can remain 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the links below. There are a range of different tiers that you can sign up for, from as little as $1 a month, or if you pay yearly, just over $10 a year. A huge welcome to our newest supporters: Alan Brim, Jim, Sarah Horlock, full name, Todd Johnson, Roderick, Stuart Despain, Rupert Ronson, Larry Phoenix, Darla, Wendy Kelly Bundenbaum, and Kay. To join the list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your moment of fame. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll also find links below to make Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have a good old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at, address also linked below. And of course, if you're in need of some swag, you'll find our swag store in the down below. Don't forget that Halloween is coming, and we've got some great designs for the season. We've also got some great content coming up, so make sure you're subscribed on PeerTube or YouTube, and we'll see you soon. We make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want more, the mighty algorithm thinks you'll like this video, but we also think this one is well worth a look. See you soon, and as always, keep evolving.